Hello, I'm Christel. I'm here to do your monthly reading for the month of March, but first I wanted to give you a quick overview of the astrological happenings in the month of March, because they will influence you anyway. So the first thing that happens on March the 3rd, so already in the beginning of next week, Mars is going to move signs. It's going from Taurus into Gemini, so it's getting a different vibe there. On the 13th, and for the universal time is 10:23 a.m. there's a new moon in Pisces, so daydreaming, intuition, intentions, but also, going after the hope, the desires. It's really good to set those intentions there. On the 20th, of course, the Sun goes into Aries, and another planet goes into Aries the day after. On the 21st, Venus joins the Sun in Aries, and Venus will be conjunct the Sun for a while. And Venus will stay in Aries for a few weeks. And then finally at the end of the month, on the 28th, we'll have a full moon in Libra, and it's at 7:50 p.m. of the universal time. So have a look in your time zone where the full moon is, where the new moon is. So that is the general overview. So now I'm going to go put the camera down and start your reading. First, I wanted to say another thing is check out my website. I've rebranded it completely. I made it completely new, freshened it up, and so check it out. It's christelvangelder.com. I'll put the link in the comment box. So for now, let's start with the readings and do the real thing, what you're waiting for here. Okay, so Aries, here's your reading for March. Cards have been shuffled. Seven of Swords. Oh my god, another tower. There's Seven of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, another tower. What is going on here, Aries? So we start with you. So there's the Devil. There's a Chariot. The Devil is an indication that there are some fears here. Yeah, I feel you are a little bit afraid of this, the things you're feeling right now. I feel also that, the things you're feeling right now, they don't feel as if they are totally clear to you. Now these people are sleeping and the Devil is watching them. This means that this could be prisoners of the Devil, but as you can see, these people are free. They are not attached to the Devil. The Devil is just watching them. He's not doing anything. He's not holding them in his grip. So the fear, you can either let it have a grip on you, or you can let it, try to get rid of it, try to overcome it. And I'm not saying that you don't, acknowledge this fear. Yes, acknowledge this fear, acknowledge that you have it, because by doing that, it's going to be, that's going to be good for you. And I feel this Chariot is you really taking control of that fear, like saying, okay, I have this fear, and I don't know whether the fear is about your work, it's about your relationship, is about, your life in general, is about maybe, some things that you're struggling with internally. But it feels like with the Chariot, you're sort of taking control of it. You're willing to acknowledge this fear, and you're willing to deal with it and to do something with it. Because of course in the fear there are some nuggets there. There are some nuggets of wisdom, but there are also some crumbles that you can find of, where the path may lead you, where the universe wants you to go, and maybe that is scary to you. But with the Chariot here, it also tells me that there is a certain part of control. So it feels like you're overruling this fear with the Chariot. It feels like you're saying, okay, I have the fear, but I'm willing to look into it. And by looking into it and looking into the eyes of the fear, that will overcome it, that will make it different, that will give it a different vibe. And I feel this different vibe is here because of the tower. I feel if you can take control of this fear, these towers are going to propel you onto a new path. But first, these towers need to get rid of old stuff. They need to get rid of stuff that is really sort of obstructing you, and that is probably in the fear. And these towers, they need to, I mean, they're both together at the end of the reading, you know, the last cards. So these two towers, I think they will help you. I think they're there to help you, you know, deal with the fear as well. And then start cleaning up, cleaning house, cleaning emotional house, internal house, cleaning maybe also external stuff that literally, you know, cleaning house, organizing stuff, or even throwing out stuff that is really not you anymore. And I feel that because you're willing to do that, because you're willing to look into the fear of this devil here, and you're willing to use the Chariot energy, I think you are quite capable of discerning what this tower is, what needs to go, what can stay, and what new things and new emotions and new wisdoms are going to come in your life, because they're going to come in. The tower, it always rips away stuff, but it on the same time, it makes room for new things, new experience, new situations. Now here, I'm reading these together all the time, yeah? So we start off with the Hanged Man and the Seven of Swords. So the Hanged Man tells me that you're willing, you know, your Aries. So normally Aries likes to move fast, likes to move in an impulsive way, likes to do things just like, whoops, it gets in their head and they do it. But I think with the Hanged Man, what these cards are asking you is to take, you know, to take stock of the fear, to really take your time when you look the fear in, look, I have to sort of, when you look the fear in its eyes, you have to take stock, you have to do it, you know, process it, let it come inside of you so that you can really see it for what it is. You can discern, it's about discernment here, and this discernment is also discerning here which things are really making you afraid and which things are not, which things are really to be afraid of, and which things are just, you know, fragments of the mind, of our primitive mind that make us afraid. So I feel these two cards is about discerning that. Now in the middle, it's very strange that these two cards, the Knight of Pentacles together with the Ten of Pentacles, beautiful cards, and they're in the middle. But I don't think you're there yet. I think those cards are the possibilities, are opportunities that are going to open up for you if you do the work here, if you challenge your fears, if you look into your fears, if you discern, if you take it slow with those, you know, with that emotional process, so that this tower can do its job. And when the tower has done its job, it's maybe the tower should have been in the middle, but I feel this tower is here because it tells me it's going to be an ongoing process through the month of March, even maybe into April, but it's going to make room for these two. And usually that they would have been, you know, at the end here, they would have been here, but they aren't, you know, this is the cards they sometimes don't like to be in the right spot like we want them logically. But I feel that this is, you know, where you're going to go. And this is a card of success for sure. This is also a card of, you know, ending a certain cycle and then starting a new cycle. So where you have the fear cycle and the discernment, where you, so it works together with the tower, this card. Yeah, this card. Well, this card. This card works together with the Tower, you know, ending a cycle, opening up a new cycle. So in that respect, it is in the right spot in the middle. With the Knight of Pentacles, you're also you're walking into the direction of something new. You're following the threads that come in through the Hangman, the discernment, you know, and it's a little bit connected with that Chariot as well, the willpower, and going definitely in that direction. And this card in a way reminds me of a form of coaching, which is coaching with horses, equus coaching. You know, where the horse, which represents really your emotions, your intuition, your animal body, that thing that really connects you to the earth, is following you, and following you here as the full person, where the horse will follow you when you are in balance, when you are showing your true emotions. The horse will follow you. That's what happens in equus coaching, and I feel this is here a little bit portraying that. So if you follow your true self, your true intuition, then everything will follow. These pentacles will follow you, the horse will follow you, and all these good things. So these things here, I think these are things that need to be cleaned, are things of your false self, and hence this card. I feel this card is really representing the fact that you leave behind a part of your personality that is not really you. And, you know, for those that are happening to be in their Saturn return, so meaning age 27 to 32, or ages like 57 to 60, more or less, sort of that, you know, those age ranges, those people are in a Saturn return. So if you are, then it's time to undo this false self, because that's what Saturn asks you to do. So that was just a little added note on there. Now let's see if the animal spirit cards here give you a little bit more insight. So I'm going to pull the cards randomly, as I always do with these. And I'm going to pull two. So first off, we have the Swan Spirit. It says, time for a deep dive. So I feel that really, you know, this shadow work, let's say it's really, you know, facing your fears, is facing your shadow, and it's about discerning things. It's going to be a deep dive into your personal psyche. It's going to be a deep dive in the psychological part of you, into your emotions, into the darker sides of you, and that's going to be quite a journey. And because of that journey being so deep, you have these two towers, of course, because things need to be released, things need to be examined and then let go of. So yes, it's also opening a whole new path, because when you connect to your shadow side, you can also see better the good sides and the parts of you that do work in your favor and that you do take along on the journey. You know, it's about taking off the mask, and that is the Swan Spirit saying to, you know, that it's going to be a deep dive. Now the other card is the Vulture Spirit. It says nothing is wasted. Well, of course the shadow is part of you. The shadow is there to tell you something. The shadow is there for you to learn stuff. It's there to help you know yourself better, what you want, what you don't want, where you want to go, where you don't want to go, what is important to me, what is not important to me. Those are the things that the shadow is going to learn you, and the deep dive of the swan. But, you know, this Vulture Spirit also tells you that, you know, these fears, they're not in vain. They're not just there, you know, to just make you afraid. No, they're there to teach you something, to make you make the discernments that you're going to do in the profound silence and the profound isolations and solitude of the Hangman, where you discern between your fake and your true self. And even that is never wasted, because it has valuable information. Your fears have valuable information for you. So these two cards are really beautiful. And those are the cards for you, Aries. I really hope that you can do something with this deep shadow work, because it's going to be a bit heavy. I think that it's also going to be a little bit shaking you up, but in the end I think it's going to really be beautiful, like renewed person, renewed energy. Thank you for being here. Please give me a like. The more likes, the more people can also enjoy these readings, because it will be spread further out, or share it with somebody that you think may benefit from it. Thank you very much for being here, Aries, and bye for now. Bye.